Well. Welcome back to the Nasty Nate channel. Today we're doing something a little different. Something I've wanted to do for a long time is a Starlight headliner on the best cab configuration Duramax. Single cab, baby. So this is Travis's truck. We are prepping the headliner that we already took out, but this thing is gonna get 550 stars, and you're gonna see it right here on the Nasty Nate channel for yourself. I know you guys wanted to see it on the Dodge. That just ain't the truck for a Starlight headliner. I wanted to do this on one of my trucks, the single cab or the Yukon, back when I owned them, but I just didn't have the time for it at the time, and then I sold them and never got the chance to do one. So we get to do 550 stars on a single cab headliner, which is probably the easiest headliner because it's gonna be the smallest. But stay tuned, this should be a good one. We now have a brand new black headliner. This thing is wrapped with black headliner fabric, ready to go with the stars. I'm not gonna show how this process was done because you can watch a million videos out there on YouTube. Well, let's get to the stars. We're gonna flip this thing over, figure out where we're gonna put them. We got this headliner marked with 550 dots, exactly where we want the stars to go. So one thing that I've seen a lot of people do is they'll divide it up into 4 sections. They'll split it up in half like this, and then I think this line here was where I drew it to begin with. So then each of those 4 sections I split up in 4 again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 here for this section, and then here, 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 and here, which go around the visor like that. And then same with this side. So technically there's 16 sections here, and you'll just have to split up however many stars you're doing for each section, make it even, and then you'll know that the distribution across the headliner will actually be even. Then it comes down to poking the holes in this like fiber board. So I've got this like sewing needle thing. Let's see if the camera will focus. There we go. So it started out with like a hook on the end, and I think it's for like knitting fabric or something. So this is the packaging that it came in. It's a 0.9 millimeter, which is a little bit bigger than each strand for the star. So this is working pretty well. What I did with the end of this is I took it to a grinder and just sharpened it. So it had a hook on the end, but I just sharpened it so you can just poke it through on each spot. Guys, now comes the fun part. We got to get all these stars in the holes that we just poked in the headliner. So this is how the headliner kind of sits in the truck. If I was going to sit in the driver's seat, it would be right under here. So what I want to do is run this section of it through this corner because I'm going to wire everything behind the driver's seat. jumped ahead and threw the headliner in. We got a whole crew of people on this single cab, but I did want to show that we hot glued each one and then kind of pulled them back, and the box is actually up in the headliner on the driver's side. And we are putting back the headliner, all the pieces, visors and whatnot, and we have them hanging down a couple feet. So we're gonna have to trim these when we get the headliner installed. And then we'll be able to wire, which shouldn't be that bad. We are in the clipping phase, and I gotta wire this to a switch, but other than that, 550 is looking good in the single cab. The single cab LMM Duramax, of course, on 2212s. This thing needs cleaned or something, man. Those stars, though.